Todd Bowles under fire. Why the Buccaneers' roster cuts of Desmond Watson and Shiloh Sanders sparked outrage. NFL training camps always bring surprises. Every summer, rosters expand to 90 men, dreams swell with possibility, and then the cruel reality of roster cuts slams down like a hammer. But some cuts hit differently. This August, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers shocked the football world not once, but twice, by waiving rookie safety Shiloh Sanders and 460-pound defensive tackle Desmond Watson. Ordinary roster trims don't make headlines outside local markets. But when one cut involves the son of Deion coach Prime Sanders and another involves a 6'5" giant who could have been the heaviest NFL player ever, the spotlight is unavoidable. And now, Tampa Bay head coach Todd Bowles is under fire, not just for the decisions themselves but for the logic or lack thereof behind them. The Desmond Watson experiment. A dream too heavy to carry? When Desmond Watson signed with the Buccaneers as an undrafted free agent, he became an instant curiosity. Listed at 460 pounds, Watson wasn't just big. He was record-breaking big. Had he suited up for a regular season game, he would have been the heaviest player in NFL history. And yet, his weight was also his biggest obstacle. During his Florida Gators career, Watson's massive frame was both a gift and a curse. He used his sheer size to plug running lanes, but conditioning concerns followed him. Even at Florida's Pro Day, when he weighed in at 464 pounds, he still ran a surprisingly agile 5.93-second 40-yard dash. That combination of size and flashes of mobility intrigued scouts. He wasn't invited to the NFL Combine, but the Buccaneers decided to take a gamble. The team knew his weight, they knew his history, and yet they still brought him into camp. That's why the decision to waive him, after putting him through weight loss and conditioning drills all summer, sparked outrage. Chad Johnson speaks out, "Why draft him if you won't let him play?" No one voiced the frustration louder than former NFL star Chad Okosinko Johnson. Known for his outspoken nature, Johnson tore into the Buccaneers' handling of Watson. "He played at that size at Florida, so I understand what you guys are trying to do for safety reasons. But it's how he played at Florida. So why draft him if you're not going to allow him to play the game of football? Why not let him finish out his childhood dream? Why even put him through the ringer like that? It confuses me." Johnson's point was clear. Tampa Bay signed Watson knowing his condition. If they didn't intend to embrace what made him unique, why sign him at all? For Johnson, it wasn't just about football. It was about the emotional toll of dangling a dream only to snatch it away. Watson himself has been open about his challenges. He called his eating habits both a vice and an addiction. He acknowledged the uphill battle but showed commitment by participating in rookie minicamp, mandatory team minicamp, and off-season workouts. The Bucs, for their part, insisted they wanted to make him a healthier player. But by late August, the experiment ended. Watson was waived while on the active/non-football injury list. NFL history says, size alone won't save you. Even the heaviest players who have succeeded in the NFL carried far less weight. Daniel Falale, the heaviest player in the league last season, tipped the scales at 384 pounds, nearly 80 pounds lighter than Watson. NFL coaches talk constantly about leverage, stamina, and flexibility. A 460-pound player might overpower a guard on one snap, but can he play 50 snaps? Can he chase down a screen? Can he stay healthy for 17 games? These are the questions that haunted Watson's prospects. Still, his raw talent and production at Florida's 63 tackles in 4 seasons suggest he isn't just a sideshow attraction. There is legitimate potential. And Johnson's criticism resonated because it framed Watson as more than a body. He's a young man with a dream that deserved a fair shot. Shiloh Sanders. From preseason hope to punch and wave. While Watson's cut stirred debate about weight and opportunity, Shiloh Sanders' release was rooted in something more basic: discipline. The rookie safety, son of Deion Sanders, had entered Bucs camp as a long shot. But unlike Watson, Shiloh had momentum. His preseason debut showed flashes of promise. Competing for the team's fourth safety slot, he signed a 3-year, $2.9 million deal and seemed determined to carve out a role. Then came the Buffalo Bills game. In the third quarter, Shiloh threw a punch at tight end Zach Davidson, connecting with his helmet. The referees wasted no time, he was ejected. Less than 24 hours later, Bowles waived him. Bowles was blunt afterward. "You can't throw punches in this league, that's inexcusable. They're going to get you every time. You've got to grow from that." It was a teaching moment, but one with devastating consequences. Fans react. 2 shockwaves in 2 days. Back-to-back roster moves, Shiloh's waiver followed by Watson's, sparked fan debates that stretched far beyond Tampa. Some fans supported Bowles, arguing discipline, in Shiloh's case, and conditioning, in Watson's case, were non-negotiable. Others blasted the coach for failing to nurture 2 young players with upside. On social media, one fan wrote, "First Shiloh, now Desmond Watson? Feels like Bowles is cutting headlines instead of building a team." Another echoed Akasinko's frustration. "If you sign the heaviest guy ever, let him be the heaviest guy ever. Otherwise, what's the point?" And regarding Shiloh, a critic added, "Punching someone in a preseason game when you're fighting for a roster spot? That's career suicide." In short, the NFL's ruthless meritocracy played out in real time and fans took sides. The case for the practice squad. Despite the cuts, neither Watson nor Sanders may be finished in Tampa Bay. Bowles himself hinted that Watson could return via the 16-man practice squad if another team doesn't claim him. The same possibility exists for Shiloh, though analysts like Mike Florio remain skeptical. Sanders could, in theory, sign with the Bucs practice squad after clearing waivers. The bigger question is whether he's good enough to compete and to play at the NFL level. The practice squad offers a lifeline, less glamorous, but still a paycheck and an opportunity to grow. For players like Watson and Shiloh, it might be the necessary stepping stone before another chance at the 53-man roster. Bowles' balancing act, culture versus opportunity. For Todd Bowles, these moves aren't just about roster math, they're about culture. NFL head coaches are constantly judged not only on wins and losses but also on the tone they set in the locker room. Waiving Shiloh sent a message. Discipline is non-negotiable. Waiving Watson sent another. Conditioning matters more than spectacle. Together, the cuts project Bowles' vision of a team that prioritizes accountability. But critics argue the Bucs, a team still searching for long-term identity in the post-Brady era, can't afford to throw away raw talent so quickly. Could Bowles have kept Watson on the roster as a developmental project? Could Shiloh have been disciplined without losing his spot? Those are questions only results will answer. Conclusion: brutal lessons of the NFL. The NFL is a dream factory and a dream crusher, often in the same week. For Desmond Watson, the dream of being the heaviest NFL player ever has been delayed, if not derailed. For Shiloh Sanders, the lesson is harsher. One mistake can outweigh weeks of hard work. Todd Bowles stands at the center of it all, praised by some for enforcing discipline, criticized by others for lacking vision. Either way, his decisions prove an eternal truth. The NFL waits for no one. For now, Watson and Sanders must face the reality of the league's cutthroat nature. Their names may still echo in headlines, but their futures rest on whether talent, humility, and perseverance can rewrite the narrative. Because in the NFL, every waived player faces the same question. Was this the end, or just the beginning?